Assalamu alaikum, my dear student. Welcome once again in the digital platform of online classes of Dhaka City College. We are using our digital platform because of the pandemic situation we are facing right now in the world, and our country is also suffering from the same thing. And the National University and also Dhaka City College administration jointly decided that we will continue this semester. Okay, already we talked about these things earlier in our introductory class, so we will not continue these things later on. Just I will give you the overall briefing that why we are doing this. So we have already talked about a lot of things in the introductory discussion and chapter. We will continue this session and try to finish this chapter in this session so that we can continue our review session later on. Okay, so student, I think you are very busy with the faculty members classes and online classes of the different faculty members are always busy and they are giving classes online. So I think you are taking the classes and you are making and you are downloading all the classes. So I think you will be very concerned about the online classes, because don't take it a very lame and very easy that sometimes you can just download and just do your notes and makes your notes. So sometimes it's a very challenging one, because the face-to-face conversation, you can solve the questions directly from the supervisors and also the instructor, but it's not possible right now that you cannot solve these questions directly. Rather, you have to just think about and listen to the lectures only. You have only a scope of a Zoom session. Only in that case you just solve your problem. So this is a very challenging one, so you have to be very concerned about the lectures, and you have to think about and also listen to each and every things that the instructor and the teachers are giving in the lectures. So let's start with our new session and also the new topic of this class, the managerial role and responsibility. So what is the role and responsibility? It means the activities that organizational managers are performing day-to-day life. So you will be a manager, potential manager, as you know that you are doing your business graduations right now. So after a certain period of time you can just join the organization, and later on you will just promote it to a specific position and you will be the manager. So I think this is a very prominent role and prominent topic for you and professional topic in future, because you will be experiencing later on when you just join a lot of things that when your superior, your managers are performing different activities. Right now you are just sensing of those activities in a very nutshell. Okay, in academic sense you will get right now, but later on you will get the professional sense, actually what you will get the idea that how the managers are performing their duties and activities. So this is a very challenging one. So think about very serious topic we are discussing right now. So let's start with our first topic of this class, the managerial role and responsibility. What is the managerial role first? Think about the role first. What is the role? Role means the activities and performance, that what you are doing right now. What you are doing right now, students, you are doing a performance of or activities as a student in the college. Think about it, the one person doing the different role at a time, because sometimes you are performing the role of a son and daughter, you are performing the role of social people, you are performing the role of siblings, you are performing a role of brother and sisters, exactly, that's siblings. So you have different roles, and sometimes you are performing the role of neighbors, you are performing a role of general people outside your home. So you have several roles at a time you are performing. So in that case, the managerial role means that the managers are performing certain activities in the organizations, and they are thinking about and they are performing those certain activities for the betterment of the organization, for making the organization more effective. So what are the roles? The main roles are the interpersonal role, informational role, and decisional role. So first, interpersonal role. Interpersonal role means that sometimes they are doing some activities between the two different persons, because they are making a kind of linking chain between the two different peoples, the top level management and the officers and the lower level management. They are making a connection between the two different persons. That's why it is an interpersonal role they are performing. Next, informational role. They are just giving some information about the organizations to the different stakeholders and also the different peoples, and they are disseminating these roles. So this is a informational role. They are sharing, they are also caring their organization, and that's why they need some information, and they provide some information. So that's why they are performing these roles in the organization. And later on is the decisional role. It means they will have to take some decision regarding the business activities of the organizations, and they are making some decision, valid decision. They are sometimes making some authentic decision, not that much authentic sometimes, and also they are making some top level management, and they are taking some strategic decision. It depends on the types of and nature and context of the organization and the position of the person or the managers. So this is all about our main category of the role. Okay, so I'll just evaluate and I'll give you the overview of just the three different roles, because if you just analyze this specific role, you will find out there is some specific activities that organizations, the managers are performing in the organization. So what about those? First one is under the interpersonal role, the figurehead role. It means that sometimes organizations give responsibility to the manager that they will represent the organization outside or inside in the organization. So maybe sometimes the managers are being charged into a meeting outside, and then they are representing on behalf of the organizations. He is representing as an agent of the organization. He is giving some providing some just making some link with the organization, and they are just doing the figurehead role, and they are trying to communicate with the offer the organizations are giving to the outsiders. So that is the way that the figurehead role, he is representing as a representative of the organization. That is the responsibility the organizational managers are performing in this case. Then the leadership, it means as a leader of the organization, he is just making a leader and performing the role in the department as a boss, as a senior of the organization, or maybe the leader of the organization. He's just have the followers, different followers outside. So what do you think about that? It means that organizations are sometimes organizations are having some problems because the leadership problem. So that's why leaders are performing a specific role in the organization. So already we talked about the leadership role in the previous class, that leaders are the person who can influence the behavior of the subordinates. So sometimes they are controlling the subordinates. That's why there is another part of the interpersonal role, that they're controlling their subordinates or the followers. Okay, the last one is the liaison role. So liaison means that it is a kind of linkage between the two different persons. Already we talked about earlier in the interpersonal role that the interpersonal role, the managers are making a role of a linking chain, that they are just making a link or the connection between the two different persons, maybe the top level management, maybe the low level management. Also they are connecting between the two different organizations, your organization and also the other organization. Those organizations will be connected by the interpersonal role performed by the manager. So this is the issues that we already talked about. And the next bigger role that the organizational managers are performing, that in informational role. Already talked about that, what is informational role, but just think about it, what specific activities they are performing, the managers are performing in this category. First one is a monitorial role. It means that they are thinking about that they are always scanning the environment. They are also always vigilant that what is going on, what things you need, what information you need, what things you have to collect, what things you have to concerned about the issues. The monitor means that a scanner. Monitor means that you are just see what is observed. You observe what is going on and then find out and collect the information for the organization. This is the monitor role. Next is disseminator role. That disseminator, what is the meaning of dissemination? It comes from the dissemination. Dissemination means that distribution, exchange your information to the outsiders, so that the outsiders and also the stakeholders can know that what you are performing, whether you are performing rightly or not. It means the governments are also know or want some information about the organization, and then you can share your information. You can disseminate your information to the outsiders. It means that is a person that you are performing the disseminator's role. And the last one is a spokesperson. A spokesperson means that you are just giving some information in the meeting as a spokesperson, you as a representative, because sometimes some case organization makes that you will represent, you will give some some briefing overview of the organization, like one of the representative of the orientation program, the how the organization can be promoted, how the organizations can be portrayed in front of the new entrant, okay, new employees. So that person or the manager will perform like a spokesperson in the organization. So sometimes in the meeting, sometimes in the contract, the managers are basically giving some information, and he will represent some of the information. You will give some information to the outsiders or the other people who are making contracts. So this is the informational role the managers are performing. The last one, the decisional role, not the least, but the very important thing that sometimes you have to have. So the first is an entrepreneurial role, that you have to take some decision related to or like an entrepreneur. So you have to innovate some new ideas, you have to make some initiatives so that the companies can have innovative features and product. Entrepreneurs, what they are doing, they are taking some high level of risk without thinking about the consequence, because unless you will have to have some new innovative ideas and creative ideas in your business, the competitors will take over your position. So it depends on that how you are taking some decision as an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs, what their decision they are taking, their decision they are taking about their decision that whether they are coming up with their new offerings, whether they are coming up with their new offers and not, whether they are coming up with the existing offers or changes in the existing offers. So that is the entrepreneurial decision that you will have to take. It means that organizations or the top level managers sometimes take some decision that whether you will launch a new product or not. So these types of entrepreneurial decision that organizational managers are taking in the organization. Next, disturbance handler. This is sometimes common in the organization, that different peoples are coming up from the different cultures. There is a cross-cultural communication, and cross-cultural peoples are affiliated in the organization. So there may be a problem of their ideology. So they are not having their same ideology. So that's why there may be a problem of conflict and disagreement. So you have to control those kind of disturbance in the organization so that organization can perform their activities perfectly. Because as a manager, you have to solve all the problems what your subordinates are having and facing in the office. So you have to think about very seriously about this issue. Okay, don't prolong the conflict for a long time. So I think this is maybe a problem for the organization. So next is a resource allocator. It means when the organization top level management gives some resources to you as a manager, you have to rationally allocate all the resources to your existing followers and also the subordinates, so that each and every person will get in the right way. So you have to think about that equity theory in the organization, and you have to think about, and as a decisional role person, you have to allocate the resources, that how you can allocate the resources, what person will get how much you will get, the person will or the manager or subordinates will get how much. You decide that what will be the rational one, but think about it, ethical and rational decision is more important in the resource allocation, because maybe there is a kind of nepotism, there is a kind of favorism you will face in this decisional point. Last one is the negotiator role, that sometimes organizations give you a responsibility that you negotiate our organization, you negotiate these issues to the outsiders and make some contract that what and how you can solve this problem, because sometimes organizations having problems with the other organization in different terms. So now you have to settle down these problems by negotiating with the different terms and condition with the other people. Sometimes organization making some contract with the other people or other companies or buyers and sellers. So maybe there will be an negotiator roles you can perform. So this is all about our overall discussion about the managerial role and responsibility. Next topic, I think we are moving, because as you know that if you have any question about this topic, you can just store in the notebook, and then hopefully you are coming up in the next Zoom session. Okay, so next our next topic will be the types of managers. What types of managers we are having right now in the organization. So types of managers, there may be different types of managers, different forms of managers you have. So what are the forms of managers? According to the level of management, if you think about the level of management, there are the level. There is an top level, mid level, and low level management. This is the first category of the managers. Next, according to the activities of the organization, the different types of activities the organizations are performing. According to that activities, the managers are marketing managers, finance managers, operational managers, human resources managers, and administrative managers. According to the function, according to the level. So there are two different categories that you are having right now. So starting with according to the level of organization, first is a low level management. So think about the low level management. So if you think about the low level, so go to the pyramid. If you have a pyramid, the pyramid, this is, think about it, that the supervisory level or the lower level of the organizations, where there are different clerks, officers, and also some junior officer and executives are there. So what they are doing, they are just enter into the organization, and this management are just not taking the, they have no authority to take some kind of decision that which is very prominent. They are just enter into the organization, and this is the supervisory level. They are just thinking about the supervise the activities of the labor forces, and they are just thinking about that the junior officer and executives they are performing. These forms of level of organizations, they are working in the root level of the organization. Okay, and the next level is the mid-level management. The mid-level management, there are maybe the functional managers are performing their activities, maybe the departmental heads, the finance manager, the marketing manager, plant manager, human resources manager. It means the departmental in charge are there. They are sometimes taking some executive powers. They have some executive power to take some decision about the organization, and they are controlling the low level management, and they are also making a connection between the top level and the low level management. They are also a kind of performing a level of activities which will be treated as a linking point, a linking chain in the organization. And these are the forms of organizational activities they are performing right now. Next, the top level management. It means they are the issues are, they are the top level managers in the organization. They are making the decision, executive decision. They have the authority to take the line decision. The line means that they are taking some decision without any hesitation. They are making some policy making. They are taking some strategy. They are making some decision related to the long-term vision of the organization. So they are the top level managers. Exactly the names are there already. The board of directors, chairmen, and the managers, top level management, president, vice president, chief executive officer, chief operating officer, and also the chief financial officer. These are the top level managers in the organization. So I think this is all about our managerial activities. So next, according to the functional activities, what are the managers? Marketing activities. Very simple, that the person who are concerned about, the managers who are concerned about the marketing related activities. It means they're related to their sales, promotion, consumer satisfaction, and also the development of new product and ideas in the organization. This is the marketing marketing managers are performing always. A very challenging one, in fact, but a very unique one also. Financial managers, it means they are taking some decision related to the investment, that whether organization will invest in the project or not. They will give some assistance to the top level managers also, or the line managers, because they are the staff managers also. The staff managers, they are not having decision making power, rather they are just having some expert, and they are just sharing, and also give some advice to the top level managers that whether they will go for financial involvement or not, because financial managers, they are just only take about the decision about the investment, okay, whether they will go for investment or not. Next, operational managers, they are thinking about that how the operational activities will be performed, that how the layout will be designed, how the organizational quality will be maintained. In that case, they are the operational area that they are doing. Next, human resources managers, they are responsible for recruiting and selection, or they are just taking the new employees in the organization. And this is the issues that we are talking about, that a human resources managers are developing their activities in the organizations. Recently, it is a very emerging issues, and all the people and all the persons are actively involved in the human resources activities very effectively, because right now organizations are having their different specific department, and also a specific area that they appoint the specific human resources manager. Previously, any managers can perform the human resources management activity, but recently this is a very emerging issues, and human resources managers are treated as one of the important managers in the organization. So they are responsible for giving the promotion, designing the salary structure, giving different benefits, how they will get the leave and holidays. The employers are deciding through the human resources managers activities. And the next is administrative managers. They are taking some decision related to administrative policies, like the area of that they will have some general administration, like the day-to-day administration, how it will be performed. These managers are perform this kind of activities, like that I'll give an example, that the attendance or the roster of the organization, that every employees, whether they are attending the organizations or not, or they are having sometimes some problems, that they want some exact leave and holidays, they want some emergency leave and problems, and clinical and hospital leave. So in that case, administrative managers will do this kind of activities. They are giving some decision related to those activities. And finally, there will be other kinds of activities, not that much directly under any category, rather there will be even several other managers, like research and development section, the public relationship, and also some managers related to their internal activities. So this is all about our types of managers in our organization. So this is all about this topic. So if you have any questions related to the topic, I think you can share these things to our on the Zoom session. Next is a skill of the manager. So I think it's not directly involved and not a direct topic of our chapter, but sometimes we know that for the last couple of years we have some experience, and we know by using those experience, I see that sometimes you have this question in the organizations. So I'm giving you a small briefing about the skill of the managers. There are basically skill. What is the meaning of skill? Skill is an ability that how you can perform your activities in the organization. It's a way that whether you are perfectly, you know the activities, you know your activities. If effectively, it means that you are a skilled person. It means that skill means that ability of doing something. So what are the different skills that organizations or the managers need? Maybe there are different people will have different types of skill that they will have. One is a technical skill, another is human skill, and the last one is a conceptual skill. Technical skill means that they will be technically sound and using the machineries, using the how they were using the techniques. They are just because the operational levels. Think about the operational level, the people who are supervising the activities of the labor forces, whether they will have to have some technical skill, otherwise they cannot control the laborers and officers, because the officer and laborers, they are doing the machineries, they are using the machineries, and if the managers or the operational managers don't have the technical skill that how they will operate, then they cannot control and supervise the activities of the labor forces and also the operational officers. So that's why I think that the lower level management and also the operational management need the technical skill more prominently. Next, the human skill. It means that how you can relate one person to another, how you can control the managers, how you can control the human being, how you can control the human resources of the organization. This is all about that skill is required. So human skill means that you can control, manipulate, rejuvenate, and also the stimulate the human resources in the organization. You can connect with one person with another and you are just controlling and managing the human resources in the organization. These activities and skills require that you will have to be more reflective in your human relation activities. So this is all about our human resources activities. And the final one is a conceptual skill, where you will have to have some skill related to the top level management. It means that concept means that you are just imagine, you foresight, you forecast the unpredictable thing. Sometimes it is a very challenging one, that you are conceptualize your future ideas. It means that top level management will have to have this skill very, very importantly, because if the top level management don't have the conceptual skill, they cannot develop the strategic plan, they cannot develop their vision and also the mission for the organization. So this is the conceptual skill, and this ability the top level management must possess, so that they can control the organizational activity perfectly and effectively. So this is all about our skill of management. And the last topic of this chapter is the productivity and the efficiency. We are talking about that, what is the productivity and what is the efficiency, what is the meaning of that. Think about it. The first one, the productivity. Productivity is the ratio. As you know that there are two different words, product and ability. It means that productivity, there is an ability to produce. So what is the ability? It means that ability to produce something. So when you are producing some more and more, it means that you are effective, and that's how you can produce. Your ratio is a relationship between the input and output. That what about the output and input ratio? It means that sometimes organizations give you inputs and how you are making outputs. It means there is a ratio with that, how you are transform the inputs into an output. So this is a way that is a relationship. So you can find out through this equation the productivity. Productivity is equal to output divided by input, and there is a ratio, it's a relationship. You can find out the productivity, and this is all about our productivity in the organization. Productivity is certainly important, right? Because the organization wants to maximize the productivity. Think about it, the equation, go through the equation. If you solve this equation, the output means that number of outputs you produce. Say for example 20 outputs you produce, and you are providing 5 kgs of raw material. So what about your productivity level? 4. That 5 kg and 20 divided by 20 divided by 5 kg of raw materials, it means per kg, it means that 4. What is the meaning of that? I'm just giving you an overview of these things. Think about it. The productivity is equal to output by input. So if you think about the 20 units you produced, 20 units, and then 5 kg of raw materials, what is the productivity? Is 4. Think about it, 4. What's the meaning of that? 4 at the rate of per kg, it means that what is the meaning of basic idea that if you have 1 kg of raw materials, you can produce 4 units of product. It means this is an ability that you can use, and this is all about, we can see that how we can manage the productivity. That if you think about it, why the organization wants more productivity? Because the organization wants more output, then what will be the ratio? 6. It means that you are producing 6 units with your existing 1 kg of raw material. So that's why it's very common that organization wants more, that you have to be more productive worker in the organization. So this is a very simple thing. So now we are moving towards our next topic, the tools and techniques for improving the productivity. How you can improve your productivity level. First, you have to make a proper plan of your inventory. Inventory means that what? Inventory means that it can be a raw material, it can be a finished product, it can be any kind of intermediate product. When you make the proper plan of your existing inventory, and you can control your inventory, because there may be an pilferage, there may be an sabotage, there may be an obsolescence in the inventory. So if you control those level of inventory or the problems of the inventory, and you can plan the proper inventory, don't just think about the wrong planning, that you cannot purchase huge inventory or the bulk inventory without any demand or the buyers, or just think about you certainly think about there will be detrimental things or decision that you are making. So just think about it. Proper plan and controlling of your existing inventory can be a very effective one, that you can be an productive worker in the organization. And productive just-in-time inventory system, it means that when you need something, you just acquire something at that time, inventory level, that organization. This just-in-time process is very, very important, because in the organization, customers are coming and then they want some product immediately. So that is called just-in-time. Whether you are able to give the customers when the customers are demanding the products, it means that whether you are maintaining the inventory level or just-in-time inventory level, you can satisfy the customers' demands anytime. So that is another way that you can be more important thing, that how you can improve your productivity level. Otherwise, another factor is outsourcing. You are just giving your activities outsourced, and then you can easily acquire the raw materials from the suppliers, and then you can just easily and anytime you can acquire the different anytime you can try to reduce the cost of the acquisition by making a proper contract with the supplier. So that can be one way. Next is research and development. You can just do your proper research and operational research. This can be another way that you can control your productivity level. Next, value engineering. So this is the last topic, and the last part of this discussion of this topic, that the value engineering. It means that you have to engineer. It means that you have to rejuvenate or systematically develop how you can create some value in the mind of the customers by offering a better goods and services in the organizations. How you systematically develop, it means that you need the involvement of research and development section. So this is all about our session, and the last topic of this chapter of this, that how you can be perfectly, how you can make a balance between the effectiveness and efficiency, how you can make, and what things will responsible to make this balance in the organization. So I think this is all about this topic, and which is more important, that how you can make a balance and which things is important to you. I'm sure that both things is important to you in the organization. This is my viewpoint. I don't know exactly how the other people are thinking about that, but I think both is important, and you have to make a balance between your productivity and efficiency or effectiveness. Okay, because productivity, if you are producing more and more and more, but you are not thinking about the effectiveness and efficiency, this is the problem. Okay, so that's why you have to make some balance between the productivity and efficiency of the organization, and both are important. And it depends on the types of organization, that why you are using these things. And sometimes some organization think about that effective is more important in my organization, effectiveness is more important in my organization, but some organization wants that efficiency is more important to my organization. It depends on the psychology and the perception of the organization, but I think you have to make a balance between efficiency and effectiveness. Organization, the managers and the workers will have to be efficient and effective one, both. But think about it, when you are producing more, efficiency and effectiveness will have a reflection on the productivity. It means efficiency means that you are using the resources effectively. Okay, it means efficiency means the perfect and proper utilization of available resources of the organization. And what is the effectiveness? Effectiveness means the rate of your attainment of your goal. It means that what about the outputs you are producing? If you are increasing your outputs, already we talked about the outputs in the productivity section. So if you are trying to increase the output level, it means you are more effective. So some organization, they believe that effective is more important, and some organization know that, or wants that my workers will be efficient one. But I believe that efficiency and effectiveness, there will be a mixture of both, and there will be a balance effect between the effectiveness and efficiency on the productivity. So it will be a very good idea. So that is the last issues that already talked about. And if you have any question about this topic, so you can share these things to me, and it can be a very effective discussion later on. We will have to have our next session is a review session. Already I just gave you the time and the date. The time is not given, but I will share the time of the Zoom session later on. Just be connected with the digital platform of the online session, and be connected with the Facebook group of this batch 22, so that you can get the time and exact your date of the Zoom session later on. So thank you very much for this session. Hopefully you have understood everything. If you have any questions still, you can just think about it and just make a note, and then you can carry forward to our Zoom session, so that we can give a live discussion and also a live critical reflection on our lecture. If you have any query outside the discussion that we made, still we will have a scope on that time. Okay, thank you very much. Be safe, stay home, and think about it, what is going on outside. Just observe and pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we will have our normal life back within a very short time. Thank you.